All right, y'all. So Anthony Davis might be on the trading block, according to Bill Simmons on his show this morning. And it's not surprising to me, as AD is not the same guy we really saw in the bubble. Bubble Anthony Davis is probably a top 5 player. And I think right now the Lakers need to pull the trigger and trade Anthony Davis now, while he still has some value, while he's not doing what he usually does on the offensive side, because he's been very passive for some reason. I don't understand why, or what we expect of him, shall I say, on the offensive side. He's still a solid defender. He's top 10 defender in the league right now based off of defensive rating. He averaging 2 blocks a game, 1.5 steals a game. So he still adds value, right? But if he were to be traded, where would he go? The number one option would be the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas might be willing to give up some of their draft picks that they have, which the Lakers desperately need. So to get AD, I'm telling you right now, Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic in the pick and roll would be insane and damn near unstoppable. I already like the Mavericks a lot. I think if you add AD, this would be a good addition to that team. And I think AD might actually end up playing better in Dallas. I don't think AD is built for the lights in LA, to be honest, which is kind of be contradictory to the next team I think he should go to. But I just think when he was in New Orleans, he played the best basketball, really, outside of what he did in the bubble. And New Orleans, they're not a big market team, and Dallas is like, they're like a medium big market team, but it's not LA, if you get what I mean. But I think the Dallas Mavericks would be the perfect spot for him to get. And like I said, Dallas got those draft picks that LA needs to build for the future, because LeBron's getting ready to retire. They need to start working on a rebuild now after, this season, in my opinion. Next team on the list is the New York Knicks. I know Stephen A may love this, but I don't really know how Stephen A feel about Anthony Davis right now. But a move to New York may not be the craziest option, considering they got a lot of young core pieces that the Lakers need. And I think Jalen Brunson and AD would make a nice combo in New York. They would have something to build off if Anthony Davis could stay healthy for a couple of seasons. So I'm going to do New York for the second option. Third place, and obviously it's going to make the most sense, is the Brooklyn Nets. We already know KD and Kyrie Irving saga in Brooklyn is coming to a close. The Nets don't seem like they want to deal with those guys anymore. Well, maybe more so Kyrie Irving than anything, but we already know Irving don't want to be in the BK anymore. So potentially moving any of their stars to LA would work. You can move KD to LA. I know KD and Bron been wanting to play together for a minute, and in my opinion, it would be a safer bet than getting Kyrie for the Lakers, because you really just don't know what you're going to get with Kyrie, especially with the speculation that came out today about him potentially retiring earlier. I didn't want to report on that just because it wasn't enough solid sources for me to be able to say to go ahead and put a story out on that. But anyway, any way this works, you could do a trade for AD, Russ and Ben Simmons, or Kyrie and KD, one of their role players. And the Lakers, they need one of their role players too. They need shooters. So you could potentially go for Joe Harris as well, or maybe even Seth Curry, because he could go and get a bucket on his own. But doing a deal with the Nets will make the most sense in this case, because it's a trade-off on salaries and the specific types of talent. I think Russ and AD in Brooklyn will work a lot better than those two in LA, because we know how things go when you play with LeBron. You kind of have to sacrifice your play style, change your play style typically, and LA needs somebody who could really be a primary ball handler right now too, by the way. So if you put KD in there, Kyrie Irving in there, LeBron could be the second option, because he's supposed to be the second option at this point in his career. It's the whole reason they got AD in the first place, and it hasn't really worked out to their advantage. So if the Lakers are going to make a move, they need to do it while AD is healthy, because you never know with this guy. While he still offers something to a team, while he's still playing good defense, the Lakers do not need to wait. Y'all waited to sign Alex Caruso. Y'all waited to get Buddy Hield. Y'all waited to try to get DeMar DeRozan. There wasn't enough urgency in that front office. Y'all waited to trade Russell Westbrook. Y'all messed up his value even more, and he's kind of getting some of that back now that he's coming off the bench. But Rob Pelinka needs to stop playing around, and he needs to make these moves now. But anyway, guys, where do y'all think AD will go? Do you think it makes sense for the Lakers to trade him? Do you think it makes sense for the Lakers to go out and try to get KD or Kyrie or one of those guys? Let me know in the comments.